Everyone, Ham here. Today's video is a bit of a delayed one. I was supposed to have uploaded this a few weeks ago, but with the release of Formula 122 and VR support, I've been playing a lot of that and making videos based on that. However, today I thought I'd finish off the video and give you my thoughts on these 3D wrap mods. So I'll just go through some of the parts that they've sent to me and the pricing. So they've sent to me the Fanatec CSL Pro Kit, which is currently €22.90. The Fanatec CSL Throttle Basic, which is this little bar thing here, which is €14.90. The zero noise washers, which go on the side of the brake kit, and some of these zero noise pedal mods, which clip under the base of the pedals, so it stops the metal pressing against metal. They're currently €6.90. And finally, which I can't show you on the camera now, the Fanatec CSL Throttle and Clutch Pro Kit. So in this video I'm going to go through some of the I guess the test footage that I recorded a few weeks ago, and then at the end of the video I'll just give you my thoughts. So if you want to look at these in more detail, just use the chapter markers. You can skip to the individual components. Otherwise, if you want the too long, don't watch. Just fast forward towards the end of the summary and I'll give you my brief thoughts on them. Checking the accelerator. Moves to 70mm, as does the brake. Okay, we'll do a noise test. The accelerator pedal mod. So first of all, I've got the elastomer installed at the bottom there, and this is actually on no marking currently, and the maximum travel for this position is 5 centimeters or 50mm. The next position along, I rotate it slightly to the rally position, gives us travel of 4 centimeters or 40mm. And then if I move it so the F is on the top, just one more notch round to that. That gives us a pedal travel of about 3 centimeters or 30mm. So to sum up, the maximum range with the mod on is 5 centimeters, which is shorter than the standard 7. Then you've got the rally at 4 centimeters, and then the formula mode at 3 centimeters. First up, we're going to use the single, which is just one of the round rubber elastomers without the inner core. So I believe they call this the single configuration, which is the best compromise between pedal travel and softness. This configuration is ideal for rally and drift cars, apparently. So all you need to do is pop this inner core in here, and then make sure you pop the elastomer into the brake holder, and then you just want the arrow here pointing towards the pedal. So it'll go in like this. So I'll just put the bar and tighten it up, and then we'll give it a test. So I'd say this is softer than the 2 linear options I've been using so far, but still firmer than the standard one. And the travel's maxing out at, what's that, 5 centimeters, 50mm, so it's definitely short on the pedal throw. I think if you want something that's just a little bit stiffer than the standard pedal, with a little bit of shorter throw, that might be a good starting point. Right, we'll take this out, and then we'll try the coaxial configuration, which should be a little bit harder. So this should be quite easy in theory. We just need to pop this inner in here. So I might let's do it without even lifting it out. There you go. So it's the coaxial setup. Coaxial configuration. If you love having a harder pedal, this is configuration for you. It's an excellent compromise between GT, rally and drift cars. So definitely is a little bit firmer. It does seem very similar to the two linears that I've got on the load cell pedal. Again, pedal travel is about the same as the other at 5 centimeters. Right, next we'll try modular H. Okay, we've got this in the H configuration. So that's going to go in, this will squeeze down, and it should get progressively harder in this configuration. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely softer at first. For the first, to about 3 centimeters or 30 millimeters, and then the last two, it stiffens up. Okay, I've flipped the in around, so it is actually a bit stiffer to begin with. So let's see how this compares. Okay, yeah, that does feel softer throughout. Yeah, and I could see it's easier to trail brake with this more precisely, at least for me anyway. It's more linear, but there's not much in it. Both feel pretty good, and both a big improvement over the standard. So yeah, the travel for all of these is 5 centimeters or 50 millimeters. Seems to be the same for all braking inserts. So this is supposed to give me sort of the initial bite point of the clutch, where the tension on the spring is. So you see, it sort of catches a little bit and then goes. So movement is still, what's that, about 60 millimeters, so a little bit shorter than standard. Sort of feel what they're trying to achieve here, but it just feels a bit notchy and nothing than it does go. Maybe this would bed in with a bit more wear, but what it does mean is you could feel where that initial pressure point is and set your clutch in the game to engage it, well, to disengage at that point, and then re-engage just here. So it sort of works, but it seems a bit hit and miss. Your audio, I don't know if the mic's picking it up. Okay, so that's vintage. Try and swap it round. That gives us the linear feel, a bit smoother. Doesn't really feel or if it adds much to the experience. It just feels like a very lightweight clutch now. In fact, I think with the spring tension on the accelerator feels heavier than the clutch, which is it's a bit unusual, but. So first up, we're trying the accelerator mod, and this is with the vintage insert. So this should be more progressive. And as you can see from the tank measure, just over 50 millimeters. Feels alright. Just shorten up the throw a little bit. Hard to tell if it gets, because it does get slightly more progressive, but there's not a lot in it. And then we'll flip it over to modern. And one thing to note was it is squeaking a bit, and I think it's where the corner hits this elastomer part at the bottom. In order to change it over, you just want to lift this up and then spin the insert round if we can. Travel looks the same, and that is, yeah, that's a bit more linear, although there isn't much difference. I think out of the two, I'd probably have this this insert on this mode. I'm guessing the vintage one is to emulate having like a throttle cable that starts off easy, then gradually gets harder, as this is, as you'd expect in a more modern car, that has a potentiometer of some sort, or electronically measured rather than being wire controlled. So after trying all of these mods, what are my thoughts and what would I pick? So I'd have to say the standout item for me is the Brake Pro Kit. This was actually surprisingly good, and the fact that it comes with the inners, I've got the one inner in here and the other that's configurable, gives you a number of different configurations, and the one with the harder insert, I can't remember what it's called now, that felt remarkably close to how I've got the load cell kit with the two linears put in. So if you were looking to upgrade your pedals and you weren't sure where to go, so I think this would be a great starting point. And I'd even recommend this if you've just got the standard Fanatec CSL accelerator and brake pedal, before even going for the load cell kit. Picking one of these up for €22.90. This will give you a shorter pedal, brake pedal throw of 50 mils, which is what I've currently got mine set to with the two linears, and it gives you a similar kind of feel. So I think this is an excellent mod actually, and had I not already bought the load cell kit and not tested it, then I'd probably run this as my standard. If you want something firmer than the firmest setting, then you'd still have to go to the CSL load cell pedal. The next item that I'd recommend is actually this little accelerator bar. Now I don't have it on I don't have it fitted to the rig at the moment because I'm finding the existing one works pretty well, but if I had to choose between the two, I actually go for this one just because it's configurable, and I found this to be very useful for Formula 1 racing. I do have it set on the longest throw option, which again is 50 millimeters. So it does go from 50 millimeters to 40 to 30 in the Formula position. So yeah, again, I think this is another great mod, and these are the two cheapest brake and accelerator mods currently. If you want to reduce the noise, again, this works pretty well, but at €6.90, people might find this a bit steep. And again, pricing overall, it's a bit of a subjective thing. Yes, in terms of material cost, it'll be a lot cheaper to make these than what they're charging for, but you've got to take into consideration the time spent engineering these. They need to recoup those costs, and they're not going to sell a lot of these either, so I guess keep that in mind. In terms of the things I wouldn't recommend, or the things I didn't actually find that good, is the Clutch Pro Kit, the one with the actual lump on it. I could see what they were trying to achieve with that particular mod, but for me it just didn't work. It seems a bit too notchy. They were trying to simulate the feeling of the clutch lifting up off the clutch plate to give you that initial feel, and then it go lighter, but it just didn't quite work for me the way I would have hoped it would do, like a real car pedal would feel. So in that respect, I'd say save your money. I wouldn't go for that particular one. In terms of the Throttle Pro Kit, I personally preferred the modern style rather than the vintage one. But if you are into driving older cars, you might like the feel of that. But I think for the money, if you want something for performance reasons for Formula racing, then the little one would be the way to go, and it's much cheaper. So to sum up, out of all the mods so far from 3D Wrap, my personal favourite is actually going to be the Brake Pro Kit, followed closely by the Basic Accelerator mod. So there you go, that's my review of the 3D Wrap pedal mods. Hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, bye bye.